that you can buy, any size, any shape, can be a nice way to portion control your healthy fats, like peanut butter, like nuts, that kind of thing. Another thing that might complement your afternoon snacks, whether you choose to have some vegetables, maybe you'd rather have something sweet. Sometimes I know we crave something sweet come afternoon. And so maybe you want something sweet, but that Danish might be calling your name, and actually what you might find is if you do go ahead and eat that, that it actually in the long run robs you of energy. It makes you a lot more tired. Just kind of be mindful of how food makes you feel. You can make any choice you want, but be mindful of that. So maybe you choose to have something sweet like fruit, but then again, maybe fruit alone isn't enough to fill you up. So another thing to complement it is these wedge cheeses that you can actually find in a lot of different flavors, and they're portion controlled, and you can spread that on an apple, on a pear, and it goes nicely. Or cottage cheese. Cottage cheese and fruit is a nice combination, choosing the low fat or the fat-free varieties. So hopefully that gives you a couple snack ideas for the afternoon. Let's move on to dinner. So moving on to the last meal of your day, dinner. We're going to slow it down a little bit because sometimes I feel like in our American society, we're almost like hamsters running on a hamster wheel. So it's really important to take time to sit down and have a meal with your family. Not only does it show what a balanced meal looks like, but it's an important message you send to your family about healthy eating behaviors and time to share with your family. So slowing it down a little bit, we're going to talk about what a balanced plate looks like. And we incorporated this at lunchtime, although it might not have looked exactly the same. So a balanced plate at dinner is a half a plate of vegetables, and here we have broccoli and beets. Now this could be any vegetable, this could be the same vegetable, at least a cup, which a cup looks like about a size fist for a woman. Men, you might have a little bit of a bigger fist, so obviously maybe you want to eat a little bit more vegetables. So about a half a plate of vegetables, a quarter of the plate being your lean protein source, and a quarter of your plate being your starch. So here I actually have winter squash, otherwise known as butternut squash. It's actually considered a starchy vegetable. So to think about that as your starch. Other starches might include corn. So your other non-starchy vegetables are basically everything except for that winter squash, corn, and peas. More obvious choices of starches might include potato or rice. Hopefully you're choosing most of your grains as whole grains, so maybe trying brown rice instead of white rice. Another little way to improve the flavor of brown rice, if you don't care for plain brown rice, is to cook it in a little bit of orange juice or low sodium chicken or vegetable broth instead of some of the water. It really improves the taste. Trying to get that half a plate of vegetables, again, it could be any kind of vegetables. So here I have a lean protein source, fish. Aim for fish at least twice a week is a good recommendation. This is only 3 ounces here. It's about the size of a woman's palm or the size of a deck of cards. So maybe you might find that you need 2 decks of cards to fill you up. So maybe somewhere between 3 to 6 ounces might be a reasonable serving size for your protein. Trying to have about a half a cup to a cup of your starch, and hopefully at least a cup of vegetables. The more the better. Think about a 1 pound frozen bag of vegetables. You want to try to eat like half of that bag. That's about a cup and a half. Now, one quick and easy meal that a lot of people love is pasta. The trick is with pasta is to try to limit it to no more than a cup. So this is about what a cup looks like, and this is white pasta here, and I would highly recommend to try the whole wheat pasta. Sometimes too, the noodles cook up better than the spaghetti with the whole wheat pasta to begin with. So just a little tip, but give it a try. So you want to start to think of pasta as part of the meal instead of the whole meal. So to try to come back to that balanced plate, quarter protein, half a plate of vegetables, and a quarter starch, to try to manage your serving with your pasta, to complement it with some kind of vegetables. So maybe you choose marinara sauce. And in the marinara sauce, you want to throw lots of vegetables. Throw in extra canned tomatoes, throw in some sauteed peppers, onions, mushrooms, maybe some summer squash, and some zucchini. And then to get your lean protein source. A good lean protein source with your pasta meal might be grilled chicken. It could be turkey meatballs. One of the things I like to add in my sauce, a little bit different, is actually legumes, chickpeas. Trying to eat more beans. Get at least beans twice a week. And so dinner can be a great avenue to experiment with that. Throw some white cannellini beans in with your vegetables to mix things up. Make a big stir fry. Think of the vegetables first and then work your lean proteins and your starches around that. So that gets us started on some dinner ideas. We'd like to take a break right now and welcome back Chris to show you some tasty treats for dessert.
Hi, this is Marilyn Mills with the New Hampshire Dietetic Association. Would you like to have more energy and feel better? People forget that health happens one bite at a time. If you have a regular visit with your doctor, how about having a nutrition checkup? The New Hampshire Dietetic Association would like to remind you that dietitians can be found in hospitals nearby, and in many cases, a nutrition checkup can even be covered by your health insurance. Only a licensed dietitian can translate the science of how food works in your body into the foods that you should choose. Don't wait until you have a health crisis. Remember that health happens one bite at a time. Dietitians can be located in various health facilities in your community, including schools, hospitals, and private practices. So look into improving your long-term health by finding a New Hampshire licensed dietitian.
Thank you for those great messages, and welcome back to Eat Right New Hampshire. Last but not least, I'm going to finish up with dessert or treats, because obviously we can fit those into a healthy, balanced diet. As long as 80 to 90% of what we eat are based on fruits, vegetables, and the whole grain pyramid, we certainly can have 10 to 20% at our discretion. So let me show you what the desserts look like. Here is a plate of angel food cake. A lot of times they say just have some angel food cake, it's low fat, but I do want to show you the proper portion for adults. This is actually an adult serving. If you want to splurge a little bit, you could have 2 slices like that and put probably some strawberries on that and a teensy bit of whipped cream if you wanted to really splurge for a dessert. So there's an adult size serving of angel food cake. In addition to that, if you wanted a different type of cake, this is really an adult size serving of cake. It gives you approximately 150, maybe no more than 200 calories, I'm hoping, in that one. This is an adult-sized brownie serving, so if you really wanted to splurge, you could have double that. But what you're doing is you're making certain that you don't get too many refined grains, too much sugar, too many sweets in your day, but you can look forward to enjoying a sweet at night. If you wanted a little more, because this is a little more nutritious as well, here's a pudding, and this is an entire cup of pudding, and you can put a little dab of cream on that as well. Again, for some folks, fruits are fine for dessert. Blueberries, a cup of blueberries with a dollop of whipped cream, that would be fine as well. And this is when you're going out to an ice cream stand. Let's say you're all done with the meal, the day's meal. Then you can go out to an ice cream stand, and this is the adult serving of ice cream. So this would allow you to stay within the USDA food guide pyramids, have a great weight, age healthfully, and look terrific. So this is really what a day of healthy food choices looks like based on the USDA food guide pyramid, from breakfast and snacks and lunch and snacks and dinner and your treats. So that would be based on the USDA food guide pyramid, healthy eating.
Remember, not every nutritionist is a registered and licensed dietitian. A registered and licensed dietitian has a bachelor's degree in nutrition, has gone through an advanced hospital-based internship, and some even have additional training, degrees in nutritional sciences. So make sure you're getting your information from a registered and licensed dietitian. Dietitians are your nutrition experts.
I'm Christine Lauer, and my guest today has been Erica Mumford from Health Compass. See you next time on Eat Right, New Hampshire.
Health happens one bite at a time.
Me too.